Welcome back. Today, 2001 Buick Park Avenue. Valve covers are leaking pretty badly. 160,000 miles on this car. Pretty much any American car, they're going to leak with that many miles on them. So I've cleaned it. You want to clean it first. The valley between the intake and the cylinder head had puddles of oil wherever it could sit. They've never been done, so we're going to do the front. I'm actually going to do this in two parts because the rear cover on this, you got to get a lot of stuff out of the way. It's going to take a while, so I'm going to do the front first to show you that one, and then I'll do another video at some point later, hopefully not too distant future here, and we'll do the rear as well on this. Alright, so there's a little bit here that we have to get out of the way. I've taken the cover off, obviously. It's oil's pulling back in here already, but I have cleaned this. If you haven't cleaned it, you may want to blow that off in there if you have compressed air. So I'm just going to real quick, I cleaned this once before, but about a month ago. I want to make sure I get any dirt that's hanging around the bolts or anything off of there. So when we pull that off, dirt doesn't go down into the top of the cylinder head. Plug wires. These are numbered, the coils, so you can pretty much figure out what's what, obviously. 145263. This coil's obviously been replaced. I didn't replace it, but factory has a number on it, so unplug them and get them out of the way. So I'm just going to pull them off. Set them out of the way here for now. Couple wire looms. You want to get loose here. Get them apart. Do the tabs on this. Okay, get out of the way. Got the purge solenoid here. Let me try and see if we can do this without removing that. We may have to remove that. These I just want to get up out of the way enough to get it to cover. Got a couple of connections here. Now, we'll see. I don't know if I got to take them off or not, but we'll find out shortly enough here. Rail off. Hopefully without breaking it. Now you slide them up. This slides down in, and now that I have it off of there, I can see that it actually just pushes down onto those fittings and then break them. So set that out of the way. These are 3/8. I thought they were metric, but they're not. 3/8 bolts. So we'll just take them off. Loosen them all up here. That's it for that. Let's see if we can get it off of there. Yep. Just came right off of there. That's about it. Comes right off. Gasket kind of unpeeled itself. I'm going to show you something inside the cylinder head. That's it. We'll clean that up, obviously. Make sure it's clean before we put it on there. Got a new gasket. Put new gaskets and also new grommets for these. We have new grommets for them. Always get they're sold separately usually. Get the grommets as well. I just wanted to show you something real quick here. You can probably see this, but this motor has a little over 160,000 miles on it. I didn't have this car, obviously, but I knew who owned it before me, and they took care of it and maintained it. And you look in there, there's no sludge, no buildup. That's just maintenance. It's just changing the oil when you should change the oil and taking care of the car. At 160,000 miles, it's still really clean inside the valve train. It's just do your maintenance. I mean, it's simple to do. You just have to do it. And And that's the result. You get motors inside that have hundreds of thousands of miles, and they're clean. All right, so we're gonna just take this cover here, and we're gonna clean it up, clean it real good, and you don't need to watch that. And I'll show you with the grommets what we do with them, and we'll come back. So I've cleaned this really well. I just use super clean. You can use engine degreaser, whatever you have. These are plastic, like a fiber. They're not metal. I've cleaned it really well. I've pulled the old grommets. Here's a new grommet. That's what it looks like. So when you put these in, the small end, you want to push that down into the hole and take your bolt and just push it down through that. Once you do that, it'll hold it. It'll hold the bolt so it won't come out, and then it'll stay put. So I'm going to get the gasket. We're going to put the gasket in here. So here's the part number for the grommets. I went down to Pep Boys and got these. ES72833. That's the grommet set for these. Make sure you get new grommets. Come separate from the gaskets. Gaskets are VS50080R. Two of them in here. Just pull them out. Fit in a groove. They fit right in a groove. Tilt you down here a little bit. Fit right in this groove here. I'll give you some more light too. So there's a little tab right there on the back of that gasket, and a little tab or an indent in this one hole. This one bolt can only go one way. So it's got to go that tab up. So that's how you have to do it in this car. That tab goes in that spot. It's the only way. I guess it's good because you can't put it in wrong that way. And you can line it up. That's a little better. Make sure it's seated well. Looks good. We'll set that down for a minute. I'm going to go back to this cylinder head, and I'm going to clean the gasket mating surface with brake clean. I'm not going to spray it. I don't want to spray it in there into the cylinder head. I'm going to spray it on a rag and then use the rag to wipe that off and clean it off. We want to make sure that's clean. It's got to be clean. It's got to be dry. So we want to make sure we do that. And then you really can't. This is not exciting stuff here. You just got to clean it really well. If you don't clean it really well, good chance it's going to leak on you. I've cleaned this really well. I actually undid the purge valve for the evap system. There's just a little tab on the back. Push that tab and slid it up off of that just to give me a little more room. I've got the grommets in. Got the gasket on. Now just to be careful, slide it back into place here. I'm going to tip it down, get under the brackets on the inside. Slide right in there. We're always going to start these by hand, so I'll just tighten them up. 89 inch-pounds for these bolts. You want to start, kind of work your way from the center and work your way out. And torque these. I'm not a big stickler on torque, but for gaskets, torque them to what they say they should be torqued, otherwise they're going to leak on you. So we're just going to start here, kind of work our way out and go all the way out. Torque that down, put this back together, and that's pretty much it. that's it. Not a very difficult job. Most time you spend on this job is just in cleaning and making sure that the valve cover is clean after you take it off, and then making sure the mating surface before you put the valve cover back with the new gasket. I'll do another video of the rear cylinder head on this with the gasket replacement. It's just a little more involved in that you have to get more stuff out of the way. This is definitely a job that you can do yourself. I hope the video helps you out. I hope you like it. If you did, subscribe below. Thanks for watching.